Fellow competitors, Ricky here with Breaking Your Barriers, coming to you with another tip for the International Speech Contest. And this tip has to do with your opening and your closing, two of the most powerful sections of your speech. The reason being the opening is so important is because this will dictate what will follow with regards to the flow of your speech and how people should perceive your speech. What I mean by that is if you start off energetic, immediately and hopefully your audience is energized because they're like, ooh, what's coming up next? Okay, what's going to happen? Now, if you start off a little bit somber, then they understand that, okay, this is going to be one of those tear jerking, heartfelt, painful kind of a speech. So it depends on how you start your speech. Now, there are many multitudes of ways of starting your speech. And I'm not going to get into all of them. I just want to give you guys a tidbit and an idea so that when you prepare for your contest, you're not going to be in a place of confusion where you're like, oh my God, how am I going to start this speech? What do I say? What do I do? Is this good? Is this cool? The most important thing you need to do is this. Remember, be yourself. Even when you start your speech, be yourself. If you're an energetic person and your speech can definitely use the energy, be energetic. If you are a more reserved person, don't try to be energetic because it won't come across right. Now, here are some ideas with regards to starting your speech. You can start off with a question, of course, which is very engaging immediately. And some examples: when was the last time? What do you think about this? Have you ever? Who in your life? Do any of you have a story that can relate to what I'm about to share? Something like that, okay? Just to give you an idea. So you can start off with a question with those very traditional used openings. You can also start off with a ridiculous statement. I've been in 15 gangs. That's not true, but people will be like, dang, that guy, he made it into a career. Anyway, you can also start off with something unique, like singing or rapping or a poem. Make sure when you do either rap, sing, or poem that they are unique to you and it has to be really heavily part of your story. If it isn't, they're just going to be like, okay, this isn't America's Got Talent. Make sure that it is something very pertinent to your story. And regardless if you can sing or cannot sing, if you can't sing and your goal is to be entertaining, then you will definitely achieve your goal because you'll have your audience's attention by singing off key, sound like a bag of cats being smashed upon a wall or something, which would be pretty funny if that's your goal. Now, if you actually can sing, then even better. You have your audience's attention now. So your opening is going to dictate what's going to be taking place for the rest of the speech. At least you've done one of the most important things, which is to get your audience's attention. It's up to you, whatever opening you want to use, whether it's a question, whether it's singing, whether it's rapping, whether it's an action, a physical action that you're going to do is up to you. Now, some don'ts that I would kind of stay away from. Don't start off with somebody else's quote. Don't start off with a tired, you can't, if you can't lead the horse to water, one of those typical things. Try to avoid that only because it's really overused and you're probably going to have somebody else doing the same thing. Your goal is to stand apart with your speech, yet be very relatable in the content you're sharing. So that's my suggestion when it comes to openings. Now, with regards to closings, this is where you have to leave your audience with something. If you just talk about a speech that has to do with motivation and you close your speech by saying, and that's how I was motivated, your audience will be pissed. They'll be like, okay, this person gave an icebreaker. He didn't even leave us anything to think about. He just said, that's how I was motivated, or that's how I changed. The ending of the speech is just as powerful as the opening because now you've got everybody excited, or everybody is really feeling for you, or their emotions have been pulled left and right. And if you don't close that, well, that's just crazy. So you close your speech with either a message that they can think about. Maybe it'll help them change a perception about something they had different thoughts before, or your goal is to entertain them, or your goal is to have them take an action. Whatever it is that you would like to do as an ending, make it very clear. And your last takeaway words have to be very succinct and straight to the point. They can't be long winded and meandering. You get straight to the point and you close them and you hit them hard as you can with that amazing close. And now they're leaving with that high. They're like, oh, wow, that person really got my tears flowing, or they really got me laughing out of my seat. So when you do your close, make sure you, as the composer, as the writer, are just as affected the way you would like your audience to be affected. Don't just do a closing based on, well, this sounds really good. Let's go and keep that. No, make sure you are affected. Test it with your family because your family's not going to lie to you. Your family will not give you any kind of sandwich method. In fact, they'll get the sandwich and throw it at you. And that's what you want when you compete. You don't want kindness when you compete. You want to get torn apart so that you can rebuild. Once again, this tip is about powerful openings and powerful closings. I hope you took something away. And if you do have any questions, once again, post it in the comment section. And good luck on your contest journey. See you guys on the big stage. Until the next video.